What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Invest Iowa. Today we're going to be talking about restaurants. And for that, I have a leading local expert. Blanca, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
For those that don't know who you are, please introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Blanca Plascencia, and I am co-owner of El Fogón Mexican Restaurant. We have 2 locations in West Des Moines, and we have El Guacamole in Waukee. We just opened last year, and hopefully soon we can open our new restaurant, which is San Miguel Modern Mexican Eatery on Grand Avenue, which is going to be breakfast, tapas, and cocktails.
Okay, just by the sounds of it, it seems like you have no plan on stopping.
No. Well, I'm healthy. Well, I can work. I'm just going to keep going.
So is there a formula to opening a restaurant?
Yes and no.
The secret sauce?
I know, right? Yes, there is a secret. So the secret is to love what you do, to have passion, to put your heart and soul into anything you do. Whatever it is that you're doing, just put your heart. Focus, concentration, give it all. Because if you don't give it all, you have a plan B, then you're probably going to have to use that plan B. So you just have to burn your boats and keep going.
Where does this passion come from? Like, I mean, was this something that you always had, or was it something that surged as a way to cope with your environment? Because you're an immigrant.
I am.
You are,
I'm from
just
Mexico.
like me,
Yes.
and I'm pretty sure that you had to overcome the language barrier, all
Yes.
those things.
Yes.
How do you get to be who you are?
Well, it's been a long process. Mainly, it's been like a healing process, a process to get to know yourself, know who you are. And once you get to know who you are, your roots, you have to honor your roots, have to honor the people before you that made possible for me here, then they made it possible for me to be here today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my parents, my grandparents, and all the people before me that opened the doors, other immigrants that came here before me. They started knocking and opening doors. So I came here when I was 21, and I came here on a vacation.
A vacation.
Yeah, and it's been over 20 some years.
to here, to Iowa, or did you go? Oh, okay.
Iowa, yeah, I came with some friends to visit other friends, and then I just loved it here. I went back to Mexico. I was going to school at University of Guadalajara for sociology, and sociology is my big passion. I always thought I was going to be like a politician or working for the government or something like that, but then, I don't know, the destiny brought me to Iowa, and then I fell in love, got married, had 2 kids, and then that marriage failed, and then God had something even better for me. So I met my husband, Saeed. I was a waitress at the restaurant. He was a cook. He knew everything in the kitchen. He started very, very young. He came when he was 16, all by himself. And he started doing the dishes, cutting onions on the fryer, the griddle, and every position.
So what was that love story? Okay, so you were the waitress and he was the cook.
Yes.
He was the man in your eyes.
Very persistent.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was actually very kind of afraid, scared, because I was divorced with 2 beautiful girls. My kids were young, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not ready, and he just insisted so much.
You just kept going.
I know, but he is amazing. He's a very good guy. He is my support and my everything. He is always there for me. He's been supporting me always. He picked me up when I was, heartbroken and all that.
Yeah.
And he's just an amazing person.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, we don't get to hear that many stories of people that actually have successfully gone through their marriages, right? Because most of the
Thank
successful
you.
stories are when they break up and then
Yeah.
de-elevate their egos.
Yeah, no, in this case, he's been just super, super amazing. he, like I said, he came when he was 16, all by himself.
Yeah.
And he pretty much grew up here. Even
Yeah.
he wasn't here, he didn't speak the language. He is just very hardworking, and that's his ethic. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes we're at loss, like, I don't know what to do, what we're gonna do next. And he's like, just keep doing what we do every day. We just go to work and keep working. Yeah, that works.
So how does one cook and one waitress go from just working a regular job to building a business? What did that look like? I want to know the story.
Okay, so in 2014, my baby was born, Adele. She is going to be 12 now. But back then, I was working at this restaurant in Pella. And then my friend Alfredo, he came to me. He said, Blanca, goodbye. I am leaving. I'm going to Minnesota, and I'm going to open my own restaurant. And I was super excited and happy for him. Like, wow, that's amazing. And then he said, maybe someday we can partner up. You know everything in the front of the house. Sai knows everything in the kitchen. Maybe we can partner up and open our own restaurant. And like, wow, that
Wow.
was like, I never ever thought of that. So I was so happy to hear that I was actually capable, because yes, I knew how to do it.
Yeah.
But I never thought of that. So I talked to Saeed, and he's like, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I'm like, so why did you never say anything like that before? So it became like an obsession to me.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, let's do it. So excited. Of course, we didn't have money. We didn't have savings. We didn't have nothing. Good credit, nothing. We didn't have anything. So I went to the bank, and then one of these big banks with the red logo, don't go there. And I asked for a loan, and the guy looked at me, and he's like, yeah, sure, just fill out this form and bring it back. And the paper was like a very bad copy. It was all crooked, and it was hard to read. I couldn't read it, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. So I went to another bank, and then the lady asked me, oh yeah, do you have a business plan? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll bring the business plan tomorrow. So I went to Google University.
There was no ChatGPT at the time.
No ChatGPT. It was only Google and YouTube University. So I started looking up for business plans, and it took like 3 years from that moment until we were actually. I went to so many banks. I worked on this business plan forever. In the meanwhile, I was working on myself. I went to the Latina Leadership Initiative class, which was so amazing. I learned a lot in there about networking, about how to be a better person myself. And then I met a lot of people. I was better connected working in my business plan until I went to so many banks. And every time a bank said no, I said, okay, sure, but why not? And whatever they told me, then I have to work on that. And then the next bank, they say no because of this, and then I have to work on that. So I found a mentor. This was an amazing person. There is an organization called SCORE. Have you heard of it?
I have not.
So SCORE is like it's like an organization, and like retired people who are professionals, they mentor other people for many, many, many things. Like in this case, his name is David Alburn. I'll never forget him. He was a retired banker. So I went to him and I presented my business plan to him, so happy because I worked 3 years on this business plan. So he looked at it and then he threw it at the desk. And he's like, anyone can download a business plan from Google. And I'm like,
3 years.
I've been working on this for so long. And then what he said was very valuable, because he said, what a banker really wants to know is when, how, and if you are going to be able to pay that money back. So that was very, very important. So I focus more on my presence, on myself, and then more on the numbers, which is the most important part of the business plan. Because you always think about the beautiful name, the design, the tables, and this amazing thing that gets you excited about a restaurant. But the most important things are the numbers. So then when I talked to him, I focused everything on the numbers. And then I made an appointment with this another amazing banker, Fletcher Christie, forever grateful to you, from Bankers Trust. And he believed in the project, he believed in me, and he approved the loan. So it's called SBA loan, 7A.
SBA loan.
So Small Business Administration. So the SBA or the government, they don't give you the money. They back you up because we didn't have any collateral, any savings, anything up front. Well, we did have some money up front, but not very much. So what they do, they back you up in case that you fail or you don't pay, then they come and they pay the bank. And then the loan came from Bankers Trust, SBA warranted, and that's how we started the Fogón on 8th Street.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that
So
was
what
in
was it?
2017.
What was it that this banker, this person saw in you that the others didn't? I guess you were more prepared,
Yes.
right? But was it a little bit of luck, a little bit of dedication, or preparation, or was it both?
We'll have to ask him. But what I really believe that once you're decided for something and you have faith that you really, really, really want to do that, you have like this burning desire to do it. Once you decided, then the universe moves, and then it starts aligning things. You start meeting the right people, and then you get to advance to your path, whatever you want to do. That's what I believe. I think it's the universe, because once you are aligned with that purpose, I mean, it's not that we only wanted to open a restaurant because we wanted to be rich. We wanted to employ people. We wanted to do better. We wanted to give better things to our kids. We wanted to have a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
That's funny because, you don't get that much. But
Yeah, you stop working 9 to 5 so you can work 24/7.
Right. Yeah, but we wanted that for my kids because I really wanted my kids to be better, to have more opportunities. So I think that's what it was, that I really, really wanted that, and God, the universe, helped me to do it. I think it was kind of luck.
Right, but I think it's important to mention, I think the biggest challenge between people like yourself that are right now, waitresses, cooks, anybody really working at a kitchen, the only difference between you and them is the amount of effort that you put into working on this business plan and your mindset. But that mindset multiplied really, because you weren't going into something like, for the way that I hear you saying these things, you went into something knowing that it was going to work out. Not there, somehow it was going to work out. You had no clue how, but the fact that you believed it, even when everything was stacked against you.
Yes,
I think
faith.
I think that's so important to highlight. And I think that's why so many people don't ever start a business.
I know. Many people are very scared. And if you move because you're afraid, or if you're in that energy, that's where you're at.
Right.
So you have to move above that. You have to connect to a higher energy, to have faith, and to really, really, really want it, but not because of vanity, not because, oh, I want to be better because I'm better than, no, because you want to do something better for more people,
Right.
not just for yourself.
Right.
Yes.
So when you open the restaurant, boom, you get that loan.
Yes.
Okay, now what? Okay, you've been working how many years? 5 years? 3 years?
Well, in the business, well, I've been working in the restaurant business over 20 years.
But it was nothing like owning a restaurant.
No, so then 3 years of the business plan, and then our own restaurant. And yes, of course, I was so good at being a waitress. I was the best. But at owning a restaurant and managing the restaurant, oh my gosh, that's a whole other thing. So we have to learn so many things. We made so many mistakes. We're still learning, and we're still making mistakes. But we actually created this new organization. It's called the Iowa Latino Hospitality Council. It is a nonprofit organization, a 501c3, along with Iowa Restaurant Association, because there aren't many resources in Spanish to help us navigate all that. So at the Iowa Latino Hospitality Council, we want to educate Latino business owners, the restaurant owners, so they don't make as many mistakes as we did. Because
So was there a need for it? So
Of
you
course.
created it because there was a need.
yes.
What were you trying to avoid?
So, like, for example, when we opened the restaurant, it was going to be Father's Day. So we have this fabulous idea of giving away a bottle of tequila. So I'm like, yeah, let's make a raffle and give away these bottles of tequila, amazing marketing, blah, blah, blah. And then the inspector from the Iowa Department of Beverage, they came and said, hey, are you doing this? Yes, of course. Well, that's totally illegal. Never do that. So alcohol could never be given away for free or raffles or anything like that. That's gambling. So that's totally illegal. Don't do it. So we got this big fine and then 1 week without selling alcohol.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I thought it was such a good idea, but I guess it wasn't. So like that, many, many examples. Like, you have these amazing ideas. Let's do it. And, bad idea.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Who's the one with the creative ideas, with the bright ideas? Is it you or your husband?
No, we have a partner also, Marco. He's amazing, and his wife Carrie, and we've learned because we've been doing things on the wrong side more than the right side for so long.
Yeah.
So we learned so many things. We work with a coach, a business coach. His name is Frank, and he helped us so much with communication because communication is key for everything. If you are a good communicator, you can communicate well. Like I can tell you what you're doing wrong without you being offended and without you being mad at me. You know, we can tell each other everything clear without being mad at each other. So that's super important. And then we have meetings and we have, what is it called? Lluvia de ideas. What is that called?
Like a brainstorm?
Yes, we do that. So we all together do a very good job. So but the thing is we have to get together and actually work.
Right.
But yeah, we all have very good ideas.
So at what point, okay, you're the restaurant owner, so correct me, 70% or 90% of restaurants close on their first 5 years?
Yes, I think it's like 70%. So they do close in the first 3 to 5 years. And
Why do you think that is?
that's why the bankers didn't want to approve my loan, and that's why they were so worried.
Yeah.
And it's so many things. Is that when you go into the restaurant business, a lot of people have this mindset that yes, I'm gonna be rich and I'm not gonna work anymore. And it's not like that. You work more than everybody else. You go there, you open, and then you stay late until you close, and then every little thing that doesn't work goes on you. So if a customer is not happy, if you made a food order that was wrong, or whatever it is that goes wrong, so it can be overwhelming. So a lot of people get overwhelmed. They don't see the money as fast, and they just, I don't know. There are many reasons why restaurants don't work. Sometimes it is because people just don't come to the restaurant. It might be bad food, bad service, bad location. It could be many things. But what I believe is that you cannot go into the restaurant business, make these beautiful restaurants, open the door, and just sit there and wait for people to come. That's never gonna work. So what I believe is that you have to go out and go where the people is, present yourself, talk about your restaurant, and that's how we've been doing it. Like I was so shy. Even when I was younger, I was so shy that people talk to me and I'm all white and my face turned all red all the time, and I'm like, yeah, sure, all shy, and I have to get rid of that because that's not gonna help you. So I have to work a lot on myself. I have to go to events. Like I sign up for whatever you are, if you have a business, whatever business it is, I do recommend go to the Chamber of Commerce because they are amazing and they help you. So the Chamber of Commerce of West Des Moines is amazing. We signed up for that, and then I just started showing up at events, talking about myself and the restaurant, and it was embarrassing at first, I do speak with this accent, and then people ask me all the time, where are you from? And, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to be out there and expose myself, and that's something I don't enjoy as much, but I learned how to do that, and that's how I started attracting customers, like presenting who we are, and we're doing this to employ people, for our families, for many families that depend on us. And I just started talking about that, like our passion. We serve food because we love food, and we love people, and we wanna a lot of people see us, Latinos, as the labor force, but they don't see us as business owners. They don't see us as people who actually can contribute and make this community better. And that's what I want them to see. I want them to see that we are better than just labor. We can do so many amazing things. But it's just that we have to be out there and tell people who we are.
Right.
And it's not easy, but that's my mission.
So, in that mission, in your experience, what do you think are 3 tips for someone looking to start a restaurant in 2026?
So, 3, if it was only 3, okay. Number
I'm
one,
sure there's many.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot, like a big checklist. But mainly, you have to make sure you really, really know what you're getting into. Like, you have to be somehow in the restaurant business, because I can be a great cook at home. It doesn't mean that I am a good business person or I can cook for 500 people. It's not the same thing. So you have to make sure you know what you're getting into. Working into a restaurant, there is a lot of things happening at the same time. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of drama with working with other people. So you have to make sure you really, really want that, because if you are not sure and you are afraid, then what's going to happen is you're going to be overwhelmed, you're going to burn out, and you're going to want to quit. So make sure you know you really, really want to do that. And then you have to be out there and get to know people. You have to present yourself and, like I said, networking and all that. And then number 3, just put your heart and soul into it. There's no other way. Just do your best. Whatever it is that you're doing, if you're cleaning the table, then you're cleaning your table saying, oh, gracias table, thank you, because you're helping us with the next people who are sitting here. God bless. I think having faith.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we think it's us, and it's not. It's really God helping us.
I sense a lot of faith and everything, like every little thing matters.
Yes.
And I think maybe that's what made you successful.
Yeah, not me, but God wanted me to be here somehow. Yeah. I don't know why. From Guadalajara to Iowa. I didn't even know Iowa existed, and here I am.
Here you are. You came for a vacation, and how many years is a vacation of?
I know, like 24 years
24
now.
years, yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's talk a little bit about numbers. I'm just curious, from a business perspective, what does a budgeting look like for a business?
Do you mean to start up or to running the business?
I think to run a business, what does it look like? Like, how much of the business goes to employees? How much does it go to insurance? Like, what's that breakdown like?
So in a beautiful, amazing world,
yeah.
So 30% goes to your food cost, 30% goes to all your expenses, which are rent, insurance, and phone line, internet, and all that. And then 30% goes to your payroll, and then 10% is profit.
Okay.
That's in an amazing, beautiful world.
Right.
2025 was one of the worst years, even worse than COVID, I think.
Really? Why?
Because, well, at least in COVID it was bad, but we did get help. Mm-hmm. But now I don't know what's going on. The economy is not the best. It's not great. And I think people are afraid of going out and spend money because they don't know what's going to happen next. You know, it's been a hard year. Like every single day something scary is happening. Every single day, like every week we have something going on. And I think people are very afraid of going out and just spend money. A lot of people are just staying at home and cooking and just not going out and spending like it used to be before. So like last year, we didn't have zero profit. We've run without any profit, but we are still employing people. We are still paying our taxes. We're still surviving, you know?
Right.
And I know this year is going to be better, and I hope for it to be better, but even if we have no profit, we don't really care much about the profit, but we care about the families that depend on us. And small businesses are the backbone of the economy. If small businesses close, a lot of people are unemployed, and then it makes it worse. So I really hope it's like a circle.
Yeah.
On Black Friday, I went to a store and I was so excited, and the store was like pretty much empty. I'm like, what? That used to be crazy. It used to be like police officers, and like now it's empty. Like now these companies will have to lay people off because they cannot pay their employees, and then these people that are laid off, how are they gonna live? And then they're gonna go out. It's like a circle.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful on the way we do businesses. It's not all about profit, but it's more about the economy, whatever is best for the most people. So if we're surviving, let's try to adapt our businesses and ourselves so we can make some profit too, but at least we can keep the economy moving.
What do you think it's the average consumer look into the issue?
What do you mean the average consumer?
Let me ask this in a different question. How would you solve this issue? I mean, there's no perfect answers for the economy, but I do see that as well. I mean, Black Friday, something that it's $500 gets pumped to $1,000, and then it gets 50% discount, and now it's $500.
Yes.
So it's not really a discount, right? And
Right.
people know that. Well, not everybody, but
Yes.
the people that do know that don't go shopping. People don't go out as much. There is this, at least at the consumer level, there is this lack of solvency. There's this lack of, expenditure. How do we fix that?
Oh, it is hard. So first, we have to make sure small businesses are still open and running. Like, make sure nobody gets laid off. Because if you don't have a job, then how are you going to spend?
Right.
How are you going to survive? So first, let's make sure the small businesses are open and running and they can operate. And then the other thing is, I do have a very big faith in humanity. I do believe human beings are amazing, and there's a lot of things that are going bad right now, but deep inside all of us, there is good, and I do have faith on that. So if people start getting more into the positive side, being more on the positive, united thing, not get connected with what's going on right now, try to stay away from whatever is going on right now, and just stay on the positive side and start viewing things on a more positive. I mean, it's hard when you cannot feed your kids. I mean, I've been there.
Yeah.
When you don't have anything to feed your kids, how are you going to stay positive, right?
Yeah.
But at least let's not get connected to the bad energy, and let's focus on what we can do. So more focus on what we can do right instead of complaining and being mad at each other, and that's not going to help. So what I think is just really stay positive, look on the positive side, and have faith and keep working.
Talking about keep moving forward, you already mentioned that you are looking to open another location either this year or next year.
Hopefully this year. Yes.
Hopefully this year.
Yes.
What does that look like? What do you, how do you go about finding the space? What does it look like? What do you look for when you're scouting for these places? How do you fill it in with people? What are the conversations with the food providers? I think those are all very, very important questions, because to the average person, I don't know. How do you do it? Like, do you just have someone that fixes all of your problems, and you just have a one-stop shop for all your needs?
I know, right? I wish. No. Well, this particular one has been a project that has been going on since last year. So I had a friend, Carla, and she had a home bakery, and then she wanted to open her own restaurant. And I was helping her, mentoring her. But it was very hard for her because she didn't work, she didn't have money, so it was hard for her to get a lease, to get a loan, and to do it without that experience. So she asked me if we wanted to partner up. And yes, of course, I would love to partner up because I love her project, everything, her ideas. Everything is so amazing, very modern. Her presentation, her menu is like, wow, this is great. This is something we don't have in Des Moines. and I don't think we have it anywhere in Iowa. So I was super excited about her project, and I decided to help her. But then the place is actually ready, but we're just waiting for the landlord. Please finish that. Yeah.
Landlord, if you're listening to this,
Please.
please hurry up. Locking.
Yes, so we have everything. We have the menu, we have plates and silverware. We have a team, everything. Just everybody's just waiting for the landlord to finish that place. But that's how this particular one happened. But this is in 2017 when we got the first loan. We are so used to being poor because we never had any money. So whenever we started working at the restaurant and we started making some money, every single dollar that came in was to pay the loan. So it was a 5-year loan, and we paid it in less than 24 months.
Wow.
I know. And then the money started coming, and we're like, kind of like scared, like, okay, what do we do now? So we decided to open another restaurant in Pella. We got another loan, and then again, a 5-year loan, we paid it early. And then we opened another restaurant in this little town called Sigourney. And this was like 1 hour from Pella. And then 2020 came, and then we had to close. So that one restaurant that was in Sigourney was so small, and it was hard to find people who wanted to go there and work. So it was very hard, and it was like a 2-hour driving, and it was a whole day process of just going, and it was hard. So we decided to close that restaurant, and then because it was COVID, we found this space in West Glen, and it was super cheap, and they gave us a good special for moving in. I'm like, sure, let's do it. So we opened the one in West Glen in 2020. And it was scary because you didn't know, is this the end of the world? Are we gonna go back to normal? But anyways, we had a big faith and family that wanted to work, and we just decided to open in West Glen, and it was very hard at the beginning, but it just happened. So we opened there, and then so we sold the one in Pella, and then we closed the one in Sigourney, and then we used all of our money and all of our savings to open El Guacamole in Waukee. And we decided, okay, no more. But then Carla came, and she said, like, sure, let's do it.
So it seems like, okay, we closed Pella.
We sold it.
Did it? Oh, you sold it.
They sold in Pella and closed the one in Sigourney.
Okay. Did that come across as a financial decision? It just wasn't wise because it was far?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then for Guacamole in Waukee, which I think Waukee and West Des Moines are like amazing
like 20
locations.
minutes. Yeah.
Like, especially that one in West Des Moines, right next to a Target.
Right.
Like,
yes.
How does that impact? I guess, what's your process going into finding a location? Does it determine? I think it does.
Yes. Yeah. Location is everything. Yeah. Location is everything, and we found out that, yeah, it is. I don't know. So before we wanted to open our restaurants, I called a friend of mine from Mexico, my other mom, Delfina, and then she said, you know what? People follow good food. If there is amazing good food, people will drive 1 hour, 2 hours just to go eat at your restaurant because you have good food and amazing service. And I was like, you know what? Yes, because I've done that. I like good food, for example, in Marshalltown. And I've driven to Marshalltown many times just to eat at this one restaurant because it's so good.
Wow.
I know.
That's far.
People do that.
Yeah.
People do that. Like, when you have something that is really good and that people like, people just will do whatever it is to go there.
Yeah.
And so we decided to have good quality, good ingredients, and do our best for our food to be good and authentic. And location matters, but also what you do at the restaurant matters. So the process is, I don't know. Right now that we have a little bit more experience, and I really don't think we want to open more at this time. Maybe we do, but
maybe
not this year, maybe. But I think the process will be just to find a good place that is a good location, that is already a restaurant, so you don't have to build up, and then just do good. Whatever it is that you do at your restaurant, just do it the best that you can.
So now that you're a restaurant, I would say, established restaurant owner, how do you define a chain? And what does that look like? How do you become a chain of restaurants?
So that's one of the dreams. Um, in my dreams, so because we've been in the restaurant business for more than 20 years, and I've met so many amazing people. These people are very hardworking people. They're good citizens. They never get into trouble. They go to work, go home, and they save money, but they will never have an opportunity. Like, they will be really good business owners, but they don't have any opportunities. They don't know how it's not easy to be the owner of the restaurant. So in my dreams, what I would like to do is make this franchise, but not franchise, more like corporate stores. So we put everything in place, and then these people that are amazing that work with us, they can become partners and they become business owners, and then that way we can expand.
Interesting. Walk me through that. I guess what's the difference between a corporate, what was
Store.
it? A corporate store versus a franchise. What's
So I learned this from my friend Christina Moffat. Thank you. So there's a difference. So a franchise is something like kind of like McDonald's. Like, they do have a book and they tell you everything step by step by step. Like how you decorate the window for Halloween, how do you talk to the people, how do you serve the hamburger if it's with the bun in or if it's open, everything step by step. And there is no freedom in there. So if you own a McDonald's and if it's Dia de Muertos and you want to decorate your restaurant for Dia de Muertos, no, you can't, because you have to follow the steps that the franchise tells you. But then if you are a corporate store, then it is a little bit more freedom. They still guide you and give you the book and everything, but you have a little bit more freedom to say, we are in Iowa, and then because in Iowa we have corn, let's have this corn latte. And so you have a little bit of freedom to add some things or modify some things. So that's what we like to do. And then also in the franchise, I guess whatever it is, the business entity is different from the franchise. And I'm not sure, every franchise might be different. Like, for example, we both want to partner up and buy a franchise from McDonald's.
okay?
We might be able to do it because we can set up this LLC where we're 50-50, and then we purchase this franchise. It depends.
Okay, so the franchise is like a license?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
And then it's different from your legal entity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so depending on the franchise, it's what they require for the legal entity. So in a corporate store, again, you have more freedom to have more partners and to do different things.
Okay, see more flexibility at smaller scale.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So will that be considered a chain of restaurants then?
Yes. Yeah, either the franchise or the corporate store are chains.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then would you have to have the same name for all the franchises?
Yes. So if you purchase, that's where you're buying. If you purchase a franchise or a Starbucks is a corporate store. But if you purchase from them, then it has to be everything, their image, their logo, their name, everything. And you have to follow it, because you're not going to say, I'm going to purchase this corporate store that is a Starbucks, but I'm going to have Café de Olla.
You can change the name.
Yeah, they're going to say, maybe
No.
or maybe not. I don't know, whatever, because they do have a little bit more freedom, but they don't, they might say, no manches, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you would, for your restaurants, you would change names? Because one is El Fogón, then the other
Right.
one's Guacamole. Like, what's
That's
why does it
exactly the
happen?
idea. So, because we've been looking into this for so long now, I've been meeting with attorneys. We actually registered El Fogón as a trademark now, and then we wanted to make it a franchise or a corporate store. But in the meanwhile, we wanted to do other business, but this one is not defined yet. How is that going to be? And then if we open other stores, we don't know how it's going to look like, and that's why we did it separately. But yeah, it's been difficult because people don't know it's us, and people already know El Fogón, and people already like us and trust us. And now El Guacamole is a new brand, and people don't know it yet, and they don't know it's related to El Fogón, and it's being like starting over again. But that was the only one reason, just because we wanted to do this either franchise or corporate store, but we don't know how it looks yet. So it's a very long process.
But technically, you already had the 3 years of the secret sauce business plan. So,
Yes.
so you didn't have to do all of that again
Right.
to start this
Yes.
one up.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
What is next for you in this chapter of your life? What are you working towards, at least besides opening a restaurant? I guess at a personal level, what do you think from the restaurant you have taken into a challenge?
So I think to open a restaurant is not as hard. I mean, it's not easy, but it's not as hard. But to make sure you have a good restaurant and to be consistent with the restaurant and to find a good team, because I believe the team is everything. I'm so grateful for our team. Thank you, everybody. We know you're there all the time and you're making this possible, and we love you and we hear you and we feel you, and we're grateful for your team. Gracias. And that's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on our culture, making our place a better place to work. We want to focus on quality, hospitality. And then once this is all settled and it's the same for all the restaurants, then we can say we're ready to grow. But first we want to focus on being the best, and then make sure it's the same wherever you go.
For all the restaurants.
Right.
So it seems like the challenge for you has just gotten started in a way.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to make sure we have trainings in place, we have job descriptions, we have everything is working in that franchise stuff.
Yeah. From manager to regional manager in a way.
Yes, exactly.
In a way.
Yes.
Do you pay yourself as a region manager?
No. Not yet, but hopefully I will.
Hopefully you will.
Yeah.
For all the people that are watching, that are looking into get more resources to open a restaurant, to know more about the business, that want to take that leap of faith but haven't yet, what's the best way to get a hold of you and your resources on?
Yeah. Like I said, we have the Iowa Latino Hospitality Council. So that is the website, iowalatinohospitalitycouncil.org. And then we're also in Facebook. And we're pretty open. We meet once a month, like the last Tuesday of the month. We meet with business owners at 9 a.m. We meet at different restaurants or at the Iowa Restaurant Association office. And then we talk about different issues every month. Like right now, we're going to have a conversation about taxes and how the new changes in the taxes are going to be, because they say no taxes on tips. So how is that going to work? What do we have to do differently? We're going to talk about like everything that is new, that the laws are changing all the time. Yeah. So we have to make sure everybody knows the new laws and what they have to be doing. And so we meet once a month, the last Tuesday of the month, and then you can find me on Facebook. And I always respond to everyone when they don't want to sell me things, like Herbalife or whatever. If you don't want to sell me, just text me, send me a message, and I do answer if you don't want to sell me things. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching this. Appreciate it. Gracias.
And I'll see you guys on the next one.